Hey folks, Juan Restrepo here, president of the Florida Real Estate Investors Association, bringing you this week's edition of The Fan, the Florida Action News. And before I get started on the awesome news, want to wish you all a very happy New Year. I hope that you all had a wonderful holiday vacation, holiday season. Your Christmases were bright, and now you're looking forward to a brand new New Year, unblemished and untouched, ready for you to just make all the best of. So here's wishing you all a very happy New Year. All right, so let's get on to what's going on here. Before I get on to the headlines, though, we do want to talk about reminding you to get out and vote. That's right. This is a big election year, 2012, and we want to make sure the right people are in the right places. So make sure that you are registered to vote. Now, Florida elections are coming up on January 31st. We just had the Iowa caucuses where Romney just pulled out the win by 8 votes. So every vote matters. So don't think your vote doesn't matter. Just think about it. 8 people didn't show up. We'd have a tie over there, right? Our elections are for the primaries are January 31st. Now, the general elections are in November, Super Tuesday. So if you haven't registered to vote, please do so you are eligible to vote in November. But right now, if you haven't, too late. All right? And if you're going away like I am, make sure you get an absentee ballot. And I'll talk about where I'm going here in a few moments. All right, so let's see what's going on in the news here. FHA to finance flipped properties, Attorney General to file suit against foreclosure mills, BOA's short sale deals a bust, and the Miami Dolphins. All right, here from dsnews.com. FHA to finance flipped properties. That's right. In an effort to expedite the amount of distressed properties out of banks' hands and into qualifying homeowners, FHA is extending their temporary waiver of its property anti-flipping rule through the end of 2012. That's all the way through December 31st. The new extension was announced last week. It will permit buyers to continue to use FHA-insured financing to purchase HUD-owned and bank-owned properties no matter how long the homeowner has held the title. The waiver does contain strict conditions and guidelines to prevent the predatory practice of property flipping in which properties are resold quickly at inflated prices to unsuspecting borrowers. All the transactions must be arm's length with no link between the buying and selling properties. Since the original waiver went into effect on February 1st, 2010, FHA has insured nearly 42,000 mortgages worth more than $7 billion on properties sold within 90 days of acquisitions. So, good news for you rehabbers out there. If you guys are dealing in the first-time homebuyer segment, FHA will allow you to sell your properties if you owned it less than 90 days. All right, so good news for you guys. And I know some of you guys are diligently doing that, so take advantage of it. All right, the agency says its own research has found that in today's market, acquiring, rehabilitating, and reselling foreclosed properties to prospective homeowners often does take less than 90 days. That's right, if you've got the right crew. Now, if you got the slimy crew that does bad jobs, well, you can get it done less than 90 days, but you won't have a good product. Make sure you get a good product out there in the market, all right? All right, from the Palm Beach Post, here, Attorney General to file suit against foreclosure mills. Now, we heard about the Attorney General had some problems trying to get some of these suits filed. So now Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi wants the Supreme Court to weigh in on her failed bids to investigate foreclosure law firms, saying unlawful practices have put homeowners at considerable risk. She did file a request last Wednesday for the 4th District Court of Appeal to send a query to Supreme Court justices about her investigatory authority. It looks like she's starting to take this seriously and wants to do some more investigating. At issue is, in Bondi's request, is whether the creation of invalid assignment of mortgages by a law firm and the use of the documents in court is an unfair or deceptive trade practice subject to state investigation. So we always talked about the Supreme Court is reviewing that case in Green Acres. So this is something that she also threw into her query. So trying to see what is going to happen in this whole melee. So definitely implications on our foreclosure laws here and on cases that have even been foreclosed on. So we'll see what happens there. On another scenario, I know Bank of America just had to pay out $355 million on a settlement they just had through their countrywide unit. And so now they're trying to pay back people on unfair practices. So I think they got out of that one pretty good. So anyway, speaking of Bank of America, here it is. Bank of America's short sale deals a bust. Now, we talked about the Bank of America had come out with this program. Hey, we're going to help all the folks that are in short sales. In foreclosure, do a short sale. And they're going to do incentives paying up to $20,000, $25,000 to help them get out of it. That program just ended December 12th with mixed reviews from realtors and tepid homeowner response. About 3,000 homeowners of the 20,000 solicited here in Florida by the bank expressed an interest in the plan. With foreclosures taking an average of 749 days in Florida, this is according to a November Realty Track report, it's cheaper for them to pay off an owner than take them to court. Very true. Now, the reviews were mixed because some of the agents complained that they had little luck with Bank of America's test program, which one of the agents was saying had an unwieldy computer program and had unclear directions as to who was eligible. We saw this happen with a case that we were working on, and once the time frame came to an end, they sent a letter, sorry, we couldn't work this out. You are no longer eligible for the short sale. So what happened was, they had an unrealistic value that they were looking to get, and it didn't work out for them. It was too high, and so nobody was willing to pay that much. So now they're going to go back to the whole foreclosure process and to chalk it up for themselves. Hey, yeah, we tried. All right, so how about that? So anyway, Chase and some of the other lenders are still, I think, actively doing the same thing. They're still trying to work some of these things out. Will Bank of America come back? Probably. Again, going into this year, seeing what's going to happen with the whole foreclosure mess, and especially with this Supreme Court case here in Florida, that could spark some interest in then coming back and working out these things, especially from their countrywide loans, because it seems like countrywide it was just a mess and a big debacle for them. All right, moving on here, Miami Dolphins. Yes, we whooped on the Jets. What a game! Very exciting. What a way to end the year. 6-10, not what we had hoped for, but it was an exciting end to the season after an 0-7 start. Jason Taylor, sadly, he's retiring, but heck, 15 years. So thank you, Jason. You brought a lot of joy to our hearts on the defense. He did say he's not going to pull a Brett Favre. This is his This was his last game, and he's out and he's done. I'm sure he has many opportunities other places. Now Stephen Ross, the owner, has a big decision to make, and now he's interviewing for a head coach. Rumor mills have already started, and I guess we'll know shortly who will be taking over the helm of the Dolphins at the coaching position. And then is Matt Moore going to be our QB? Yeah, he seemed to be pretty good. Will he be solid going in next year? I hope so. Kid's got some promises there, so looked pretty good. And then Reggie Bush, gosh, he was hot. So we've got a running game, and our defense was hot. So I think we've got a good team. Now it's just a matter of getting a good leader. So we'll see what happens next year, right? And hopefully we'll go to the Super Bowl. Hey, nothing's impossible. All right, that's the news, and let's see what's going on at the FLREIA. Hey, not ours, but the Survival to Thrival Tour. I will be gone from January 16th through February 8th on the survivaltothrivaltour.com, as you can see here on the screen. We'll be joining Frank McKinney on a East Coast tour of the country, and we're going to be visiting some of the homeless shelters and just trying to bring back some hope into these poor folks' souls that are just tired, they're worn out. Now they're dealing with cold temperatures, and how are they going to put food on the table, or how are they going to feed for their families? No longer is it just one or two people, it's now whole families that are homeless. So I'm excited to go on this with Frank, and we'll definitely be chiming in, and hopefully I'll be able to find some time to keep up the fan, but if not, just watch out our Facebook page, as we'll update I'll be updating our travels and what we see and what we learn along the way. And then our Real Estate Opportunities webinar will commence again next week, but they will go back to every Tuesday at 12:45 with Sharon. Again, great deals. We had an incredible 2011. A lot of properties were sold, and now we're looking forward to more this year. Mastermind Breakfast. We're stirring the pot this year, folks. And for our members, this is a free breakfast, so come on out. And please, you must register. You cannot show up. You must pre-register for this. This is January 9th, the Monday morning. And then on the 10th, our elite conference call. That's at Tuesday morning at 7:30 a.m. And then God's Property on the 12th. Usually it's the same morning of the meeting, but because I'll be out of town, we decided to bump it up a week, and so we'll be holding that at 7:30 in the morning on Thursday online. All right. And then our business meeting, yes, our short sale panel. Sharon will be hosting that event, and we'll have some short sale experts talk about what's going on and what they see. And are some of these banks still offering some of these incentives? And what's the holdup and what's moving? So definitely be sure to register for that. And again, members, dinner will be served. So please register for that. All right, that's the news that is the news for this week. We thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you at any one of our upcoming events. Don't forget to follow us on our social media pages at facebook.com, twitter.com, and youtube.com, all /FLREIA. This is Juan Restrepo signing off. God bless, and Happy New Year.
The kingdom of God is within me. The kingdom of God is within me. I carry it wherever I go. Got me some joy.